How you doing, Nation? It's your boy Big G with our Boys in Blue report for this week's game against the Dallas cheerleaders. No, the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys. That's right. Well, Nation, um, another tough loss we took last week against the Green Bay Packers. Couple of bright spots out of that game, though. I can say they're bright now, but they weren't bright, last week. The defense played fairly well. We held up for 3 quarters, but again, it's the defensive schemes that we're putting out there in the fourth quarter are just not helping the cause. So we wound up losing that game. If we would have won that game, that would have put us in a position to be tied with Dallas this week, because Dallas, for some odd reason, they lost last week. I don't know if it's because the kicker missed the field goal or their own coach iced the kicker on the field goal that he made, but something happened in that game and they lost. I don't know. Hey, I always talk about our coach should get fired. Somebody coaching Dallas should get fired. Anyway, Nation, let's talk about this week's game against Dallas Cowboys. Defense, we got to deal with Tony Romo. Tony Romo's 3,000 yards passing so far, 3,200 yards passing. He has 22 TDs. He's only thrown 9 interceptions, which is good for him. But he's been sacked 25 times in our defense, and when our defense is playing well, we get to the quarterback, and that's going to be one of the things that the defense needs to do this week. We're going to have to get to Tony Romo. We got to stop the run. They got that kid, DeMarco Murray. He's been running well. He only has 2 TDs, but he's rushed for over 800 yards, and he had that one big, long 91-yard run that everybody talked about for the longest time. That was his coming out party. So, we need to contain him. After that, the running game kind of falls off a little bit. It's not great, but neither is ours. So let's just put it like that. They have 2 really good receivers that they've been relying on. That's Jason Witten. Jason Witten has 700 yards receiving and 5 TDs. They also have Des Bryant, who has about 700 yards receiving also. He has 7 TDs. And that kid, Laurent Robinson, he has 7 TDs this year. So, Romo is getting into his receivers. They're doing what they have to do on the offense, and they're winning some games, and and they're losing some games. So, hey, they're right in the boat with us. They're only averaging 23 points a game. They're only passing for 270 yards and rushing for 114. So, for us, if the defense can just contain the rush and just stop the rush, keep them, keep the rushes down and get to the quarterback. Hey, I think we can have a really big day on the defense, and I think the defense will be able to produce some points this week if we get the rush for 4 quarters and not 3, which is what we've been doing. On the offensive side of the ball for us, Eli's been lights out. Eli's been doing his thing. He's throwing 11 interceptions, but that's, it's some of those are not his fault, and we've seen it, and you can't, you can't blame the quarterback for every interception. Sometimes the receivers and running backs that are out there in the flats has to take those blames also. But he's been getting the ball, and who's he been getting the ball to? That boy Victor Cruz. I told y'all Victor Cruz was going to be a beast. Congratulations to Victor Cruz. You got your first 1,000-yard season, kid. Nice going. Knicks and everyone else just been playing well. Our offense has just been good. Our running game hasn't been great, but the receivers have been, good. It seems like sometimes we get that, that glimpse of the running game with Bradshaw in there and Jacobs running. And when Jacobs run north and south, and he's not doing that dancing with the stars, he wants to sit there and dance. When he's running north and south, that's when he's at his best, and that's when the Giants are really doing work. So, again, their defense is giving up 230 yards passing, and Eli's been throwing 300 plus. Yeah, they're gonna have a busy day. I understand they got that kid 15 sacks, and the other kid Spencer 6 sacks. But you know what? If our offensive line can hold up the way they did last week against the Green Bay Packers, they can just hang it up. they can hang it up. If we can hold on, Dallas can hang it up, and Eli's going to have a really big day, and so is every other receiver on the New York Giants. So, that's just it, nation. We got 4 games to win, starting with this Dallas Cowboy game. Then we got Washington. Then we got the Jets. And speaking of the Jets, I may have my boy Potato come through here. Big Jet fan. He loves the Jets. He bleeds green. He may come through to do the report with me, so he may come into the lair and come hang out with the boys in Blue Nation and give his take on what will the Jets need to do to beat the Giants, even though we know that's not happening. And then we got the Giants for the last game of the season. So we're going to run the table, nation. I already said it. I said it once. I'm going to say it again. Starting this week with Dallas, next week with Washington, and so forth and so on. So, nation, it's your boy Big G. 8:20 start. Dallas, Texas, Giants versus the Cowboys. Fly your colors. Fly your flags and wear your colors. I do this every week. Wear your colors. Fly your flags. This is your boy Big G. I'll see you on Sunday. Hit me up on the Facebook. Got any questions? This is your boy Big G, and I'm out.